Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. How are you doing? I see a lot of people in the chat room already, chatting with each other. I've got my coffee. I guess that means it's time to go. It's time to get started. I shared the link to the class notes in the chat room, as always. I'll do that one more time. That link I shared with you, if you open that will open the class notes and you can follow along as I present vocabulary. This will be vocabulary 12. Leo, not quite baby face. Not quite baby face, Leo. A little scruffy. A little scruffy. I'm a little scruffy this morning. How are you guys doing? How are y'all doing? Hopefully you are well on this fine Monday. No, I won't go. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here with you the next hour. And we're going to look at some vocab. I don't know, Peter, if you're talking to me or somebody else in the chat room, I did not get a lot of sleep last night. Rosa also did not get a lot of sleep last night. Sleep is sometimes difficult to come by. Sleep is difficult to come by. Well, welcome, Barat. I'm glad you could make it. So if you watch the older videos on YouTube, hopefully you will all find a time to also come to these live classes. I'm here every Monday morning. I forget the Greenwich Mean Time, but here, Pacific Coast time, it is 7:30 a.m. in the morning on a Monday. Same time. I've been doing this for a while now. Milena, how is my health? It could be better. I've been thinking heavily about diet and exercise. I've slightly improved my diet, but exercise. I really need to exercise. And I don't know where I'm going to find time to do that, but I will. I will find time to do that. Yeah, thanks for asking. Hopefully your health is well. How's your health? I need time to exercise. Holy cow, I need time to exercise. Okay, enough about me. It's 9 p.m. in India, almost the next day in India. You know, I'm constantly surprised by that, about the times from around the world. Okay, let's take a look. I always share the class notes with you. At the beginning of every class note, I do share with you, and maybe one more time for those who haven't grabbed it yet. That link is to the class notes. Oh, good, Milena. I'm glad you feel better. Play golf for exercise. Axilian, play golf? Oh my gosh, golf is so difficult. The hole is so small, and it's so far away. It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, Fahar, scruffy, S-C-R-U-F-F-Y. I'll write that word in the notes. Scruffy. I'm scruffy, like a dog, like a short-haired dog. Scruffy means short hair, scruffy. And it's a way to describe a man who doesn't have a beard, but at the same time is unshaven. I am scruffy. Yeah, golf is too difficult. I've tried playing golf. It's just way too difficult. When I was younger, I played a lot of basketball because I'm tall. And when you're tall, you have to play basketball. You don't really have a choice. But I enjoyed basketball. But now I just want to do some basic exercise, lift a little weights, do some stretches, go for a long hike down by the river, Just get out, enjoy some sunshine. Although it's cloudy again and it's snowing again here in lovely Spokane, where I live, on the east side of Washington State, near the Idaho border, about 2.5 hours south of the Canadian border. It's snowing again. Okay, I'll stop wasting time here. Let's get going. Hi, good morning. Good morning, Chandra. Good morning, everybody. A lot of familiar names, a lot of new names. I'm glad you could join me. I'm just covering the links. Of course, there is which one is this? The Smrt Live classes. If you have more questions about the Smrt Live classes, you can always go to this link. This is smartenglish.com/live/live. You will get access to the Smrt curriculum. There's a lot of lessons, a lot of exercises, more than I could ever cover. Pre-intermediate with Abby on Tuesdays, intermediate with Sean on Fridays, upper intermediate on Mondays. Oh, there's the Greenwich Mean Time. It's 15:30 Greenwich Mean Time. It's 3:30 Greenwich Mean Time. And then finally, English for academic purposes with Josh on Thursdays. Please join us for all of them. If you would like to attend some and do a little bit of homework and have access to the Smrt curriculum, check these out. And you get a certificate at the end. Next, if you would like to come to the United States and attend college, why not? What a great opportunity. This is the link to our website. This is where Josh works and I work and Abby works. And if you remember Nicole, that's where she works. So go ahead and check that out. We do have a Facebook page. I'm not logged in right now. Usually there's tons of content here. It is Learn English on Facebook with Smrt. If you have not joined that group yet, you should. It doesn't hurt. And then finally, the YouTube channel. You can watch all the old videos on the YouTube channel. You can see Abby's and Sean's and mine and Josh's and Sean's. Sean has a lot. Sean has been doing this more than anybody else, I believe. Okay. That's all the links. And if you have any additional questions, again, you can contact Zach at that email. All right, are you ready for some vocabulary? I'm going to assume that's a yes. Hello, welcome, Marcello. Hello. Oh, shucks. I'm not that handsome. I'm average at best. Okay, so if you follow the link there, you can follow along with the class notes. I'm going to be using the presentation from the Smrt curriculum. This is Vocabulary 12.1, Film and TV. Okay, here we go. The first word, addictive. ADD, adjective, addictive. TV is so addictive, I can watch it for hours. So an adjective to describe things that feel addictive. They feel like an addiction. TV can be very, very addictive. And you can see an old black and white photo here. But remember, this is pre-internet. Now I would say internet is more addictive than TV. Vivek, you find the French language addictive. You find the French language addictive. You can't use addictive for yourself. You have to use it for something else. You can be addicted, but you find something else addictive. So does that make sense? If you personally can't stop watching something or looking at something, you are addicted, and that thing is addictive. I find coffee very addictive. Good, Monique. Facebook is such an addictive social media. Internet is addictive as well. Good, Monique. Good, Betsy. Excellent example sentences. Let's look at the next word. Attention. Noun. Please pay attention to me. And here you see a line of soldiers at attention. We call this when soldiers line up, arms to the side. We call this at attention. Please pay attention to me. Attention, of course, is all your focus, your eyes, your ears. Pay attention. And we often use it with this verb pay. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to the teacher. Pay attention to your parents. Pay attention to the boss. Attention. Give somebody your full focus, your eyes and your ears. Fahar, football. You think football is addictive. You can say, I am addicted to football. Football is addictive. Kavita, thank you for paying attention to my class. Can we use attention instead of watch out? No, we can't. Watch out is a warning. Like, watch out! Watch out for that car. We can't say, attention! Pay attention to that car. It's different. There is no danger when you say attention. You only require somebody to watch you or to listen to you. There is no danger with attention. Thank you, Monique. Yes, please pay attention to this amazing class. Tea is addictive, yes. Blurry face bug, you're right. Tea is very, very addictive. Okay, next word. Behavior. And of course, if you see this U in here, this is the British spelling or the Canadian spelling. In America, we don't use this U. It's without the U. But it's pronounced the same. Behavior. It's a noun. The child's behavior was quite strange. Well, of course it was strange. That's no child. That's a dog. So the child's behavior was quite strange. Maybe the dog is watching the child. And the dog's kind of got its head to one side trying to figure out what the heck the child is doing. The child's behavior was quite strange. Behavior is just the way you act, your physical and mental characteristics, your behavior. Behave. Verb form. Good. Milena, that is a verb form. Behave. Please behave well. Vivek, his behavior is so good. Yeah, good sentence. I do not understand the behavior of the new president-elect. Not many do, Leo. If anyone, not many do. My father's behavior is too strange. Yes, Monique, our parents' behavior often seems very, very strange. And that's because they're old. Okay, let's look at the next one. Blockbuster, noun. Although the film was independent, it became a blockbuster. Blockbuster we use for a movie that does very, very well financially in the movie theaters. We call it a blockbuster. I can't remember if Superman was a blockbuster or not. I think it did well, but still underperformed according to expectations. If a film makes over 100 million domestically, meaning the country it was made in, it usually is considered a blockbuster. So we can say about films that are independent, films that were not made with a major studio. Although the film was independent, it became a blockbuster. In the recent Oscar ceremony, Moonlight, there was a movie called Moonlight that did very well. And Moonlight was an independent, and I guess we could say it was a blockbuster. Did very well. Titanic was a blockbuster. Godfather was a blockbuster. Good. La La Land was a blockbuster. Nora, you don't like Superman. Well, Superman's just trying to save the world. Give him a break. Yeah, but the movie was just so-so. And then Superman versus Batman, Dawn of Justice was, I don't know, a little confusing, I think. Yes, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was a blockbuster. It means a successful movie. Good. Yes, Rosa, a successful movie is a blockbuster. Vivek, always poetic. Her smile is a blockbuster for me. You could say that. That's very poetic, a very sweet thing to say. Why do we use definite articles with cinema? If it's a specific kind of cinema, we can use the independent film industry. What else could we say? I don't know. With church cinema, I don't know that. I don't know, Ahmed. I'm not sure what you're asking there. Yes. Trump, why? I also like Batman more than Superman. Slumdog Millionaire was a blockbuster. Good, I think you understand blockbuster. They call it blockbuster because in the past, when a film was very successful, the line for the movie would go around the block. It would go all the way around the block. A blockbuster. You couldn't use a block. You couldn't stand on the block. It was a blockbuster. Box office. Noun. The box office opens soon. Let's go buy tickets so we can get our seats early. The box office is the place where you buy your ticket. It's usually somebody's seated behind plate glass window with a little intercom so you can speak to them, and then they slip the tickets under the little groove underneath the window, and you can get your tickets. You can exchange your money for the tickets. The box office opens soon. Let's go buy tickets so we can get our seats early. Oh, yeah, Monique, I go to the church means a specific church. Yes. Anytime you use definite article the, you're talking about something specific or something close to you. So if I said, I need to go to the library, you can assume it's the library that is closest to us in location, or it is the only library. So the is pointing at something we can both assume, or it's the only one. It's something very, very specific. And both the speaker and the listener, or the writer and the reader, will be able to understand what specific thing is being talked about. Yes, a box office is a box with a person in it. That's good, Leo. And you buy tickets from them. That's the box office. You find the box office at the movie theater, or if you go to a play, there will also be a box office. Sometimes when you go to a concert, there will be a box office. Box office. Okay, and we can also use box office like, did the movie have good box office? And we're talking about the sales, the ticket sales. Good, Marcello. Because there's so many online services where you can buy tickets, or you can use a ticket kiosk to buy tickets without a person, box office is not used as much as it was in the past. Cameraman, noun. And this picture shows it perfectly. The cameraman is very skilled at filming car chases. Cameraman, the man that operates the camera. Of course, that term is very sexist because there are also women who operate cameras. So we might say camera person. But cameraman even when we have the masculine ending to occupations, to jobs, we can assume that can also mean a woman or any person that does that job. Of course, that language is considered nowadays to be somewhat sexist, meaning it assumes that only one gender can do that job. So we might say camera person or camera operator, cameraman. In the future, this word might be obsolete because these gendered terms are slowly losing favor. But it will take a while. It will still take maybe a couple generations for the word to be unused anymore. For now, we can still call them cameramans. You could say camera woman if you knew for sure it was a woman operating the camera. But camera person, camera operator, what else could you say? I don't know. Camera human. No, don't say. You would not say camera human. Milena, I believe it will happen in the future. Language always changes, and language changes according to popular use, and slowly, it takes a long time. It's a very slow process, but I believe these gendered occupational terms will change in the future. Chase, noun or verb. You can use it as both a noun or a verb. Action movies often have car chases, and that's true. Fast and Furious 8, The Fate of the Furious, had a lot of car chases. All the Fast and Furious movies have a lot of car chases. After go, Rolfie, what sentence are you talking about? When we talk about movies, yes, Leo, when we talk about movies and film, chases are like car races. It's like usually we call a chase where the bad guy is trying to get away in a car and the good guy is also chasing them in a car chase. The good guy is literally chasing the car. Sometimes it's the bad guy chasing the good guy. There is a car chase. I liked the car chases in the movie Mad Max Fury Road. I thought that had a lot of good car chases in it. Okay, let's look at the next one. CIA, noun, CIA. The CIA is investigating that business. The CIA is, what does it stand for? So FBI is Federal Bureau of Investigation. CIA would be Central Intelligence Agency. Central Intelligence Agency. It is a very powerful investigative agency in the U.S. government. It is not solely restricted to the U.S. They investigate matters around the world. Sometimes they look into business dealings if they believe that business is involved in illegal activities. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. Yeah, Marcello, chase is equal to pursuit. You drive after somebody, you run after somebody, you are trying to catch somebody, or you're trying to avoid being caught. In a chase, the two people, the two drivers, the two runners have opposite goals. One person wants to catch the other person wants to escape, get away. Monique, you'd like to be part of the CIA? I think it would be a very interesting job. think it would be a very, very interesting job. Let's look at the next. Comic as a noun. When I was a child, Batman was my favorite comic. And we see some comic panels in the background, but this looks like Darkwing Duck. This doesn't look like Batman. When I was a child, personally, Spider-Man was my favorite comic. Yeah, comic books, like comic books. A lot of movies these days are based on comic books, comic book characters. Leo, you chased the sheriff with a lot of favor to try to kill him, therefore the CIA put me in jail. The CIA might put you in jail for killing a sheriff. Depends if it's an international incident. Vivek, you like to write comic books? I am actually writing a comic book right now. I'm writing it, and my friend is drawing it. So I'm actually writing a comic book. I'm doing a project with a friend. We come up with the ideas, I write the words, and he draws the pictures. So I'm always excited to see what he comes up with. Kavita, good. It's good to read comic books. Comic books are an excellent way to learn a language. Hopefully you have an opportunity to read comic books in English. It's an excellent way to learn a language because there's always a visual component, and it helps give context to the words. So if there's unknown vocabulary, you can use the picture to maybe figure out the meaning of the word. Vivek, don't let other kids abuse you. Don't put up with that. Am I so talented? I have a lot of projects. I have a lot of projects going on right now. Leo, you like the Silver Surfer? He's pretty cool. He's super powerful, but he's depressed all the time. Yes, I have. That's right. I have a lot of comic books. From a kid, I still kept all my comic books, so I have a large collection. I don't collect anymore. It's a little too expensive, but I used to. And so I have a big collection from when I was a child. Trump, why? We know you like Batman. I think that's your second shout out to Batman. Batman's a cool character. Okay, let's go up. Oh, Nora, you like that phrasal verb? Yeah, don't put up with. Put up with. Put up with means tolerate. So if somebody gives you a bad time, if somebody gives you a hard time, don't put up with it. Don't tolerate it. Don't listen to those people. Okay, let's look at next. Couch potato. Noun, you are such a couch potato. You should turn off the TV and go outside. And this cat here, I don't think it's fair to call a cat a couch potato. Cats are kind of naturally excellent nappers. They nap a lot. A person you can call a couch potato. A person who sits on the couch, watches TV all day, eats potato chips, drinks soda pop, and doesn't move a lot. We call those people couch potatoes. That's our slang nickname for those type of people. Couch potatoes. Don't be a couch potato. You should turn off the TV and go outside. Monique, you know a couch potato. You have a couch potato in the family. Yeah, Vivek, you are a couch potato. How come that does not surprise me? When I was younger, I used to be a couch potato, but now I have no time to watch TV. I get to watch very little TV. It makes me sad. I wish I could watch more TV. I wish I could be more of a couch potato. Yeah, sometimes life does not let us be a couch potato all the time. Betsy, your favorite comic is Mafalda. I've never heard of that before. I don't know that one. Not a cough potato, Leo, a couch potato. Yes, a lazy person. Good, Kavita. A lazy person is a couch potato. Lazy people we call couch potatoes. Don't be a couch potato. Except right where I live, the weather is very cold. So now is a good time to be a couch potato. Stay out of the cold. Okay, let's look at next. Oh, creepy. Adjective. The I sat beside on. Okay. This is wrong. This sentence is wrong. Obviously, this word should not be the pronoun I. Maybe the person, the guy, the man, the woman. The person I sat beside on the bus was so creepy. If you look in the background here, you see a forest at night with some fog in the distance and a mysterious green light showing through the fog. That's very creepy. It's something that makes you feel a little scared. It's creepy. It's weird. It's scary. It's creepy. So not the I. You can't sit next to yourself. That's impossible. The person I sat beside on the bus was so creepy. Yeah, we need a subject there. We need a subject. The person I sat beside on the bus was so creepy. Vivek, your girl says you're so creepy. Stop being creepy. Horror, good, Marcello. We usually say horror movies are creepy. Horror movies are very creepy. They make you feel a little scared. They're often very strange or weird. And they have creepy music in them. I don't like horror movies. Again, when I was younger, that's all I watched. I used to just watch horror movies when I was younger. And I think I watched enough because now I don't like them anymore. Now they're the last kind of movie I want to watch. I'll watch anything else. I'll watch romance before I want to watch a horror movie. Yeah, creepy, maybe. Well, creepy, the reason I say a little scary is because you can call like a stranger on the bus, you can call him creepy, or just a stranger you don't have a good feeling about. Maybe they're not 100% scary. Maybe you don't feel scared of them, but there's something a little weird about them. Something makes you automatically not like them. We often use this word. Oh, he's so creepy. He's so creepy. But yes, it can get full-blown scary, and we can still call that creepy. David, you have a creepy neighbor? Neighbors can be creepy for sure. Creepy means scary. It's like a synonym for scary. Spooky, scary, creepy, weird, strange, frightening. Yeah, good blurry face bug. I like that. Bad vibe. They give off a bad vibe, a bad feeling. They make other people feel a bad feeling. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, spooky. Spooky. Let's see the next one. Critic. Noun. There are several critics who think the film was terrible. A critic is a professional or an amateur. I guess with the internet, there are amateur critics now. A critic is someone who reviews a movie, tells audiences, people who might see a movie, tells them what they think about a movie. A critic, usually though, we think of them as a professional. Their job is to review movies. So audiences, customers, can make maybe a better decision about what kind of movies to see. We call those people critics. And somebody can be a movie critic or a music critic or a book critic, a food critic, a TV critic. People who try something and review them so potential customers can maybe make a better decision. They give their opinion. They give their opinion. Critics are also knowledgeable about the field in which they work. So a film critic will know a lot about film, and they won't just say this film is bad or good. They might look at the way, they might look at things like camera angles, lighting. They may look at, or they may listen to the soundtrack or pay attention to the dialogue. They pay attention to the particulars, the specifics of the movie, because sometimes a little thing can turn a good movie into a bad movie if it's not done correctly. Vivek, go ahead. You can criticize my look. Yeah, there are a lot of food critics on TV. There are a lot of food critics on TV. Those shows are often very entertaining. Let's look at the next word, to develop, a verb. The student has developed into a fluent speaker of English. But in the background, we have a wax statue of Muhammad Ali. He developed into the greatest boxer of all time. He was always a very talented boxer. Of course, we did not get to see the development of Muhammad Ali. I believe he caught the world's, before he changed his name, he was Cassius Clay, and he was a successful boxer then. We didn't get to see him train in the gym or fight his first few fights. We didn't get to see Muhammad Ali develop. We always knew him as a great boxer, the greatest that ever was. In my opinion, if I were to be a boxing critic, I would say Muhammad Ali was the best. You right now, because you're studying English, perhaps this sentence is better suited to you. You, the students, are developing into fluent speakers of English, and some of you may have already developed as fluent speakers of English. Muhammad Ali was a great speaker of English. He was very fluent, of course. I believe it was his original language, though. He was very poetic. He truly was fluent. If anybody was fluent in English, it was Muhammad Ali. He had a very poetic, a very lyrical way of speaking. He was very good with words, and that was part of his popularity. Not only was he a great boxer, but he was also great on the microphone and spoke very well and was able to express himself very, very creatively, with a lot of vocabulary and with a lot of song-like qualities, lyrical qualities. So a great, great person, a great, great person. He just passed away last year. So I think all of you, if you use this vocabulary that we're learning today, and any vocabulary you learn, will help you become a more fluent speaker of English. You need a larger vocabulary to become a fluent speaker of English. Leo, I believe you will one day be a fluent person. I believe all of you will be fluent English speakers in the future. Vocabulary is a huge component, a huge part of fluency. Next one, fad as a noun. I don't think this is just a fad. I think it will be popular for a long time. And here we see a beard, a young man with a beard. In America, at least, in the region where I live, and I think across America, big beards, big full beards on young men was a fad. You still see it today. You still see a lot of men with beards, a lot of young men with beards, but not as many as you used to see. It was very, very common. In fact, here at the school where I worked, all the men at one point had big beards. We all grew big, long beards. And you saw that everywhere. You'd go out on the street, all the men wearing beards. And the fad is kind of passing. I think some guys will still keep their big, long beards. But before, just a few years ago, it was crazy to think about young men growing out their beards. But then it became very popular. Now the popularity is going away. It was just a fad. It was just a fad. Good, Rosa. It's a trend. A fad is like a trend. Nora, you think wearing skirts, men wearing skirts is a fad? When a man wears a skirt, we can call that skirt a kilt. A kilt. A kilt. And Louise, this man has a shaggy beard, not a saggy beard. A shaggy beard. A phenomenon is a fad. A man's skirt is a kilt. And a long beard on a man is a shaggy beard. Fad, Kavita, is just something that is popular for a short time. Is there a difference between fad and trend? A trend, we could say, also, a trend has another meaning. The word trend also means something that you can see becoming more popular, so you can make a prediction about the future. You can talk about economic trends. You can look at the way people are investing their money in the stock market and try to predict what the future will be in the stock market. So many people who invest in the stock market look for trends. Look for trends. The way the money seems to be going. So trend is like a future indicator, something that can predict the future. A fad is just a thing that is popular for a short time. Okay. Let's look at next. Folk or folks, noun. My neighbors are very pleasant folk. Folk is just another word for people. People. It's kind of a nice word. It means like the people in a specific location. The people from a specific location. You can call your family my folks. It can also be a synonym for family members. My folks. I saw my folks this weekend. The folks around here are very nice. A synonym for people. It's kind of a pleasant synonym for people. And you can also use it for your family. Rosa, it's a German word. Yeah, we have this word also in English called folklore. It means stories of the people, usually stories that weren't written down in a book, but told vocally by people, told by voice. We also have a type of music called folk music. In America, folk music is music, it's usually defined as music from Europe, music that the Europeans brought here to America with them. Original music. It is important. Folk music is important for identity and nationality. You probably all have some form of folk music. You can also call it traditional music. It is original music, very, very old traditional music invented by people local to an area. Good. It means Diary. It means the same in Kurdish. That's good. Faria, why at the end of Looney Tunes cartoons do they say "That's all, folks"? It's just a way to say goodbye to the audience. That's all, folks. I can use it at the end of my my live stream class here. Okay, let's look at the next one. Genre. This is said more as like a J or like a Jay-Z, not the rapper, but like a DJ, not somebody who plays music. It's got a French pronunciation, genre. I love all genres of movies, pardon me. I love all genres of movies except horror. And I think I said that earlier. I like all genres of movies except horror. I like all genres of music except contemporary, country, and western. I like all genres of literature except for romance. So genres can be applied to types of entertainment. It's the category of entertainment. Leo, you like that pronunciation? I hope I did not slaughter your language too badly there. I try my best. That's how we say it in America. Genre. It must sound a little funny. Good, Diary. Like measure, treasure, and pleasure. That same way you would pronounce that S. Genre. Genre is a category. Is a category of entertainment. So different movie genres are like horror, comedy, action, romance. What else is there? Science fiction. Those kinds are genres. We can put a movie into a category. Drama. Yeah, there are a lot of art genres as well. Genre, category, type of entertainment. Ghostwriter. Noun. Many people hire ghostwriters to write books for them if they are unable themselves. Famous people often use ghostwriters. When a book publisher, goes to a famous person and says, hey, we would like to publish a book about your life, or we would like you to write a book, oftentimes famous people are not qualified to write their own books because they have no skill. They're poor writers. They're somebody who should never write a book. So the famous person or the publisher will hire a ghostwriter. The ghostwriter actually writes the book. Their name does not appear on the book. The famous person's name does appear on the book. Those people are called ghostwriters, secret writers that write things usually for famous people. Ghostwriter. Homer, what's my favorite genre of music? I think my favorite genre of music now would be, oh boy, that's hard to say. I would say it's either psychedelic rock or electronic experimental electronic. What's your favorite genre of music? It's different than a pseudonym. Blurryface Bug, it's different than a pseudonym. George Eliot was using a false name, but she used that. It was still her. She always just used a different name, but the same name. And of course, her identity was a little secret. She was publishing books under a man's name so that she could sell books. But it was always the same person. Brock, could we use genre for animals? I don't know if we would use genre for animals. At least in America, we don't use genre to mean category of animals. I think we just use category, or we have a special word, taxonomy. For animals, we use taxonomy. Okay, let's look at next word. Gross. Blech. Ugh. Gross, adjective. I don't like eating meat. I think it's kind of gross. I guess I would rather eat broccoli instead. But I don't want to eat broccoli. I think broccoli is gross. Blech. Gross. Disgusting. Bad. Tastes bad. Looks bad. Smells bad. It's gross. Gross. Blurryface Bug, I am not on psychedelics when I listen to psychedelic rock. I just like very fuzzy guitars. I like guitars with a lot of distortion. I like a lot of distortion on guitars. I like long songs. I like songs where the artists can improvise rather than play a standard verse, chorus, verse type of song composition. So I like psychedelic rock, but I'm not on psychedelics when I listen to it. I'm usually driving in my car, so I cannot be on psychedelics. Two-faced, yeah, we can use for people, Nora. Two-faced people are gross. Rosa, broccoli is your favorite diet? Blah, broccoli is gross. Gross has another. Gross, oh yeah. Vivek, gross can also mean the amount, or Victor, gross can mean the amount of a product or the price of a product or the overall amount of money can be gross. So it can be also a money or product word. Not just for food. Anything can be disgusting. Let's see. You can say babies are gross. Babies, a lot of snot runs out their nose and they drool and they sneeze and they belch. Babies, and they poop and pee their diapers. Babies are just little sacks of fluid. Babies are gross. Babies are gross. They look cute, but really they're gross. Let's see, what else is gross? What else is bad? It's not just food. Horror movies are gross. Sometimes horror movies show very disgusting things. Horror movies can be very gross. David, your creepy neighbor is gross. I don't think babies are terrible. Babies are very adorable. But, you know, if you have to take care of one over time, you get to realize babies can be very, very gross. For some people, for a vegetarian, meat is gross. For somebody who's a vegan or a vegetarian, meat is gross. The idea of eating meat is very gross. I, however, think meat is delicious. It's my favorite kind of food. Okay, what else do we have? Horror. She can't even open her eyes when we watch horror movies. And it's a noun. Here they're kind of using it as an adjective to describe movies. We talked about horror a lot, so let's go ahead and jump ahead. Inflation. Inflation. Grand total versus gross total. Muhib, I'm not ready to explain that net yet. I'm not ready to explain grand total versus gross total. Let me look that up. I am not qualified to speak of economics. It is not my field of expertise. So I'll look that up to make sure I'm giving you the correct information. Next Monday, we'll talk about gross as applied to economics. Yes, bird poop on your jacket is gross. Okay. Inflation, noun. Because of inflation, most investments work out well. Inflation is when in the economy the prices of products go up, but also salaries go up and the value of money goes up. The entire, everything related to money goes up. It's called inflation. Prices go up, salaries go up, inflation. The value of money goes up, and it's weird when you increase the value of money, it actually decreases the overall value. I should say, if you increase the spending power of money, if you increase the purchase power, how about that? If you increase the purchase power of money, it actually devalues that money. And again, now I'm in the world of economics, which I should not be speaking about. Don't listen to me. I am just a humble English teacher. Please don't listen to me when I speak about anything economically. I'm sure some of you are more qualified to speak about that topic. For me, it's a very confusing topic. Yeah, a lot of people feel inflation is not good. However, in world economies, many world economies, inflation is built in as a part of that working economy. It's very complex. A simple caveman like myself cannot understand why inflation is a natural part of economy, but it is. And so prices are going up all the time. Salaries are going up all the time. And money, like the valuation of money is sometimes in fluctuation. I mean, it goes up and down, but usually is steadily increasing. Why people don't like inflation is because the prices of products is the thing that increases the most. The prices of products is the thing that increases the most and the most often. Inflation. All right, let's look at next. Let's get off an economic word. Influence, noun and verb. Some people believe TV has had a negative influence on society. And that may be true. Oftentimes we see a lot of antisocial behavior on TV. We see a lot of crime. We see a lot of violence. At least on American TV, there's a lot of violence, a lot of antisocial behavior. And people think young people copy that behavior. Young people want to be like the people they see on TV or in the movies. So they say it's had a negative influence on society. I'm not so sure. Maybe young people have always kind of been the same, whether they watched TV or not. TV can also be a powerful tool for things like education and news. So TV is not completely worthless. Okay, let's see. Maybe one more word, sneak in one more word here. Initial, adjective. My initial reaction was shock. And here we see a shocked child. Initial means first. So your first reaction was shock. Initial means first. First reaction, first impression. My initial class was geometry. You can use initial to mean first at any time. There was a question about when to use article, when not to use article. I always go to the church. I always go to church. If you say I always go to church, you're talking about habit. I always go to church. My habit is to always go to church. If you say I always go to the church, you're speaking of a specific church, and that sentence is more about location. I always go to the church. Either you're talking about a church that is close by, or you're talking about the only church. And it's more about the location than it is your habit. If you say I always go to a church, what church it is not important. It's not important. Means it's not, the church is not so important in that sentence. Maybe the fact that you are going, more of an emphasis on the verb of going, is most important there. So articles and article use can change the focus of your sentence. And that's a quick article lesson. But for now, I gotta go. Everybody. I'll share the class notes with you one more time. That link I shared with you in the chat room is the link to the class notes. Please use that to study the rest of the vocabulary. Every time we do vocabulary, we never have enough time to get through them all. But you can look at all of them in the class notes. For my students who are enrolled in the class, please do the exercises and share with me. If you have any questions, email me. Maybe I should include those in the class notes. I should include my email in the class notes. If you have a question on how to do the homework, I've shared my email with the class notes. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good rest of your Monday. Have a pleasant, sweet dreams to those of you going to bed. I know some of you are going to bed right now. For the rest of you, have a pleasant Monday and Tuesday and the rest of your week. Study your words, increase your fluency. I will see you next Monday. Same time, 15:30 Greenwich Mean Time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm here every Monday. I'm glad you could join me. Good discussion, great questions as always. Keep studying English. I'll see you real soon. Stay tuned for a quick message from Sean. Bye-bye, everybody. I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. Also, if you want the full experience of being a student in a Smrt Live class with things like homework and teacher feedback, follow the link and become a premium subscriber. Also, if you want to see more videos from this class, check out our playlist.